Welcome back, folks. It's your boy Luch Dog here from TTR Studios with a real review on the RadMini. It's an electric bike from Rad Power Bikes, and this thing is awesome, guys. I got it like 3 days ago, and I just wanted to make a review for you guys that is from just a dude. That's what I am when it comes to the electric bicycle community. I'm a one-wheel rider. I do a whole show on this channel alone. It's on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. We do a show called The Voice of One Wheel. It's a electric skateboard, basically like a Segway skateboard with one big go-kart wheel in the middle of it. You can go off-road. It's really super floaty. And I got addicted to that thing. I love it so much. I am just so jazzed about the thing. I ride around on it, and one of the riders in the community started talking about electric bicycles, and I saw this thing, the RadMini. It's got fat tires on it, so then I immediately was attracted to it because I love riding in grass with my one wheel. And so I just wanted to do a review for somebody who's out there who's maybe come across the RadMini and didn't know too much about it and wanted to see some things that weren't necessarily already covered by some of the reviews that are already out there, which are fantastic. I mean, you can figure out all the specs on the bike on your own. That's out there. Everybody's got reviews on that. Alaska John's got like a whole ton of reviews and videos from like on-board riding. I'm not going to do that here. What I just wanted to do was show you guys what it's like to be in an apartment. Like, that's something that I thought was big. Like, how big is it really? How heavy is it really? And what kind of like riding can you really get out of it? Like, is it just for on the street? How off-road is it? I'm going to tell you, okay? And I'm very excited to tell you because I tested it out. And I've only ridden 20 miles, but then again, they're not paying me to do this or anything, so I'm going to be very neutral about this. But man, I'm just trying to be objective, but I love the thing so far. Let's start with how big it is, how heavy it is. It is big, and it is heavy, folks. This thing is not small. I don't know why they called it a mini. It's probably because the wheels are smaller technically than the ones on the Rad Rover, which is the mountain bike version of this electric bicycle. I know that the tires are technically smaller, but they're not small by any means. I want to show you what it's like to see these next to a motorcycle. When I got this bike, I was like, you got to be kidding me. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys what it's like as I press play. I've got these here next to I believe this is a 250cc, and you can see the wheels are pretty much comparable. They're very close to the same size. They're not as wide, but diameter-wise, they're definitely right around the same size, if not just as big. Here's another motorcycle I found in my parking lot, and I'll walk around it for a minute here, and you'll see that, I mean, there's a little depth perception here difference, but the wheels are basically the same size as any motorcycle that you would see, just a little bit thinner, but we're not riding at, 60, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. We're riding at 20 miles an hour here, 25 miles an hour. So these wheels are plenty big. And what I wanted you guys to see is as I'm going to walk around here, and this is where it starts to look a little bit different and much more like a bicycle. Whereas you can see we're way thinner on the right side where we are, and then the motorcycle is a lot more body when you sit behind it. So that's the difference in the look, and you can see the difference in the width of the tires. I would say that maybe, I think the RadMini is about half the diameter of the tire of the motorcycle, maybe a little bit less, more than half. But the 4.5 inches that you get with the RadMini is plenty for any of the riding at the speeds that it's capable of. I've definitely tested it and thrown it around, and you'll see that as I'm about to show you how muddy it gets because I don't have a fender. Look at this. This is the battery on day 2, 20 miles in, covered in mud, just soaked in it. I mean, I obviously went off-road and had some fun with it, and it's in the winter. It's February when I'm making this up in Northern Virginia, basically right by D.C., but look how muddy this is. I mean, it's incredible. This is so muddy. You need fenders for this thing for this reason alone. I mean, I'm covered in it. And so, I mean, it was fine. You can see I am having no complaints. The tires held up like a champ. I had a blast with them, but look how muddy this thing is. I mean, it's just, this is now the battery, the bottom of the battery, and at the bottom of this is where it says CE there. That's the battery controller. So, I mean, the fact that it gets that wet and that muddy is absurd. You can't be having that. Like, I don't want that in my bike. And so I'm going to definitely need to buy fenders for this thing. That's something that I'm going to want. But I just wanted to show you guys that when you put it next to a bicycle, a motorcycle, it definitely, side by side, It compares. So if you have an apartment and you're thinking like, oh, like me, I'm on the second floor, and I was like, oh, no big deal. You know, it's the Mini. It'll be light. It'll be small enough. It's definitely 3 times at least the weight of your typical mountain bike. Okay. So like when you're thinking you're going to like carry this thing up the stairs, first of all, you're not going to fold it and then carry it up the stairs. It's too awkward to do that. It's really kind of cumbersome to do it. And you probably throw your back out. Unless you're a lot stronger than I am. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm 165 pounds. I'm 5'7" and a half. I can't say 5'7". I'm 5'7". All right. Damn it. And I mean, I can carry it for sure up the stairs, but I don't fold it. I just pick it up and go. And it's definitely a little bit of a struggle, but it's worth it for every second of the ride that I'm on it because I'm having a blast on this thing. I just wanted you to know that it's not small. I mean, it's definitely not small. When I hold it up, the handlebars are almost to my armpits, and that's at the lowest point that they go to. So you can ride it as a small rider. You're not going to feel overwhelmed. I just want you to realize that you're not getting a mini bike. Like this thing next to a motorcycle kind of looks like a motorcycle. So make sure you buy the fenders. You're going to need those, and they sell out pretty quick. So as soon as you see them, if they are available, get them. You're going to need them. They're definitely a necessity. The plus side of this is that the bike is super easy to clean. So you saw it was muddy. I cleaned it off. All it took was just a paper towel, like I just took a roll of paper towels and a bowl of water, and I would just dip a paper towel in the water, and I would just kind of like go across the bars of the bike and up and down. And I mean, it just came off in so easily. It was really easy to clean the bike. It was surprisingly easy, but I still think that you absolutely need fenders because I'm still, no matter how easy it was, I'm not going to do that every time. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to. So that's something that you're going to want. Let's talk about the throttle versus the pedal assist. That's something that I wanted to highlight today. The throttle is on the handlebar, obviously, and you pull and you pull back towards you and it goes. And it's really neat how you don't need to pedal at all on this thing. It's not a motorcycle, okay? But it's enough to kind of tease you into feeling like you have one. But then you realize you're on pedals and it feels like a bicycle, and you go to pedal and you realize you're going fast, about as fast as possible on any bicycle that you would have ever been on. So like it feels to me like I never am feeling like I'm missing out. I don't feel like it's too little of a motorcycle, and I don't feel like it's too big of a bike. Like it's the perfect mix when you put them together because I'm pedaling, so I feel like I should be at bicycle speed, but how easy it becomes and how quickly I can get to like 20 and 25 miles an hour it feels really fast on a bicycle. It just feels fast, but it doesn't feel like I'm out of control at all. The really thick wheels makes it feel sturdy. I mean, I used to ride a Bergman 650, which is a scooter that goes like 125 miles an hour. And these wheels on the RadMini are like twice as big as the Bergman 650. Look it up. I mean, these things are way bigger than you would think. It's just because it says mini in the bicycle, it's not a small bike by any means. Although somebody that's even like 5'3", 5'4" would be completely comfortable on it. It's just you can feel comfortable that you're going to be able to go anywhere you want to go on this thing. And so when you get to the pedal assist, it's funny. Like I just wanted to mention, I used to ride motorcycles. So like, I mean, I had like a Ninja 500R, like a crotch rocket, and I thought for sure when I got this RadMini that I was going to pretty much always going to live on the throttle. And all right, it's got pedal assist, big deal. I'm going to want to throttle, vroom, vroom, and just kind of zip around. That is not my experience so far after the 20 miles that I've ridden it. And I got to be honest, that's about 2 hours of riding that I rode. And I got in like 20 miles. I had a blast. But the pedal assist is so much fun that it almost makes you want to do it instead of the throttle. And I think it's because you can get a little bit faster and a little bit quicker with pedal assist compared to throttle only. So it's cool that it's there because you want it in certain situations. And I'll talk about that. But the pedal assist is really, really cool. And this is coming from somebody who's a previous motorcycle owner. I love crotch rockets and stuff like that. I thought I was going to be all about the throttle. I'm not saying the throttle leaves something to be desired. It's what you might expect from electric bicycles, right? It's not a motorcycle. Okay. So it's not going to be like, vroom, and you just go, but it does have enough giddy up where it's impressive to be on a motorcycle and feel that giddy up on it. I'm not against it. Like, I'm not feeling like it's leaving me left with something I'm mad that I bought. Like, I like the throttle, but when you get on the pedal assist, you go so quick and so fast and with no effort at all. You just are pedaling as if it's nothing and you're pedaling in thin air and floating. It's such a cool feeling. Like, I got to be honest with you. I really enjoy the pedal assist. So that's something that you're going to love. The 7-speed Shimano shifter takes a little bit getting used to, not because of the shifter at all, but I mean, I personally don't like to shift without pedaling at the same time. Like, it drives me nuts when somebody isn't pedaling and they just go from like 7 down to 4. That drives me nuts. Like, you should be pedaling in my eyes while you go from 7 down to 4. I don't know. I think that's just me, but I've never had any problems with going back and forth between the gears. It's weird if you have the pedal assist on high. You only pedal 3 times and you're already at like max speed. So it's like, how do I pedal and also shift the gears? And when you're in that highest gear at 7, you can pedal as high as you want, but like it's not really going to keep up with top speed at pedal assist 5. So I've seen why people have said, I wish that the top gear was a little bit more resistance so that I could feel like I'm really pedaling and going, because you do feel like you're freewheeling when you're on pedal assist 5 and going at full speed. But it's not like I'm complaining. It's just that's the max of the bike, and that's fair. It's like, all right, well, that's where we max out. But there is a trick to make it a little bit faster, and I'll talk about that at the end. So let's get into the versatility of riding. Do you want to ride this on the sidewalk? You want to ride it on the street? You want to do single track? How about grass and off-road? Like, I've done it all so far in 20 miles. I've done all of them. I found them all in my neighborhood. There is a single track road back in the back of my neighborhood, which is kind of cool. It's like for it's for mountain bikes only. But okay, I went like a mile on it and came back just to see what it was like, and it's awesome, man. Like, I had so much fun, and I didn't see any videos really of people like talking about what it's like off-road and like, can I ride this thing like a dirt bike? And the answer is yes. Okay, this thing, I don't know if you can do jumps. Like, I've never ridden a dirt bike, so but I'm telling you, from somebody who's never ridden a dirt bike, it sure feels like one, because when you stand up, here's what I've found, and you'll see this in a video that I'm about to show. When you stand up on a bike, like when you want to really giddy up and go up a hill or something, you stand up on the pedals and then start pedaling. When you do that on this bike with the pedal assist on, something just doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm in this in-between phase, like I don't need to pedal so hard, so I don't really need to stand up. And then I realized when I stand up to use the throttle, and that is when this bike is by far at its most fun. It's so much fun to get on the grass, stand up on the pedals, and just throttle only, and go up and down hills on the grass and do all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and play. This is a video of me going off-road. I wanted to show you guys, and I will press play right now. So what's going on? I'm going to turn the audio down here a little bit. It's pretty neat because I am just riding around the grass and I'm just kind of getting a feel for it. And, that's what this is in, let's see, the gear 7. So I'm pedaling, I'm going to go up the hill, and this is about a 15-foot hill. I'm going up it, and then I'm going to try to throttle down it. And here I come down and I realize right at this moment, oh, wow, I can throttle down the hill. Oh, that's pretty cool. And you'll see I'm standing up, and I'm not pedaling at all once I get down there. So now I'm getting jumpy and kind of getting a feel. And this is all me doing this for the first time. So I'm like, oh, wow, look how bouncy this is with the front suspension and the floaty tires. It feels it feels kind of floaty, but it doesn't feel like you're going to fall or anything, like it can't handle the bumps in the grass. You almost don't even feel the bumps in the grass. It feels like you're just floating along. So what I realized is that you need to if you're going to go up these big hills like this, is you need to shift your shifter all the way down from, like, I was on 7, and then I realized, oh, I bet if I dropped it way down, I could get higher up the hill and still engage the motor with pedal assist 5 all the way up. So that's what I was doing. If I really want to climb a hill, I was like, oh, okay, look at that boost you get right there on pedal assist 5. You just couple pedals and bam, there you go. So this is now with the shifter on 2, and I'm really just going and keeping that motor going and helping me out on pedal assist 5. I'm getting all the way up the hill, and I'm I'm standing up and all throttle all the way down. Woo! It's just so much fun. That's great. And I mean, I had a blast with it. This is something you can definitely ride off-road, but don't feel like you can't ride it on the street or on the sidewalk. Like, it's okay. You can certainly do that. It's got the cargo racks. that you can buy for the front. It's got the cargo rack that it comes with for the back. It's got the light in the front of it that is kind of, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't really rely on it to do a lot of heavy off-road riding or something where you need to be really technical in your riding in the nighttime. But if you're just going to the store to get like, you know, like a pack of smokes, or, you know, you just want to like grab like a drink or something, not an alcoholic beverage, because of course you're not going to do that and ride. But yeah, you know what I mean. So it works for just like everyday errands, but nothing special with the light. However, you can definitely have some fun with it on the single track. When you're riding it on the sidewalk, you can definitely do that. Just don't ride like an asshole. And that's something that's easy for everybody to say, but it's really hard to do if you don't commit to it, because it's easy to go quick on this bike really fast. It's easy to go quick really fast. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you get up there, like, all of a sudden you're moving really quickly. And it's just like, whoa, like I only pedaled one time, and you're used to a bicycle only moving a certain distance with one pedal. But you move one pedal with pedal assist 5 on, and all of a sudden you're like 15 feet ahead. I mean, you just, boom, you're gone. So it's almost like the same thing as just like revving the engine with the throttle from the start. Just boom, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. I was just kind of just trying to glide on the sidewalk. There's people around, like there's somebody walking their dog. So what I would definitely recommend is if you're going to ride on the sidewalk, just drop it down to pedal assist 1, because then you can really pedal along, and it's not going to have any quick bursts of speed that are going to come out of nowhere and surprise you. You're going to ride more like a pedestrian, and you're probably not going to get pulled over if a cop sees you and you're pedaling along and you're just riding like somebody who's riding on a sidewalk. Now, if you want to go open it up and you see some roads in your neighborhood and you go have some fun, then fine. Then throw it in 5 and get in the street and have some fun with it. Just be careful, wear a helmet, and have fun. But, I mean, same thing goes for trails. You know, if you're going to be riding on the sidewalk with pedal assist 5 on, it's damn near impossible to not look like an asshole. I mean, that's just what I've found so far. Throw it down to pedal assist 1 so that you can pedal along and just cruise at a slower pace, so you don't get you don't get any tickets or anything. You don't get your bike taken away. You don't get yelled at, and you don't become that guy who's just, you know, flying around on the sidewalks. The versatility and purpose for this thing, man, the utility of it. You can definitely run some errands. We talked about exploring and cruising with the fat tires. It's really cool for just like getting super carvy, and you want to like really get on the grass and feel that floaty feeling. The front suspension that came with the 2018 upgrade is really nice. I'm coming from the Onewheel community where floating is a huge necessity. It's something that we love the feel of, and we talk about it all the time. We're going for a float. And this bike is the perfect complement to that, because it does exactly that. It just has 2 wheels on it. But the fat tires really make it fun for riding around and just exploring and getting that feeling of being a kid again. That's the feeling that I love about the Onewheel and the RadMini now too, is that I just feel like I can go explore my neighborhood or nature in general. You know, take it to a park and just go ride around and, oh, that looks cool. I'm going that way. It doesn't matter that there's not a path, because I've got something that can handle all terrain. And so it's really fun to do that. But if you want to use it for work and, you know, getting back and forth, do that too, because you're definitely not going to be sweaty, even if there's like huge hills to go up. Like, it's just not hard. I could literally drink a cup of coffee while I'm sitting there riding at 20 miles an hour. So there's that. And what I wanted to show you at this point was the right way to fold and unfold this bike, because I've seen a lot of people on the internet doing it right and doing it wrong. Well, a lot more doing it wrong, and I didn't see anybody showing how to do it kind of the easy way, so I figured I'd do that now. So let's check out how to fold and unfold the bike the easiest way possible. All right, so if you want to take this thing and fold it, which is great because you can just throw it in the back of your truck, yeah, okay, go ahead and do it. But there are ways to do it and there's ways to not do it, because I've seen people on the internet trying to do it and they just look like they're in so much pain and they're struggling, and I'm like, oh man, it doesn't have to be this bad. First of all, I like having the seat in because I use the seat, but I don't know if I should do this or not, but this is how I do it. I ride right about here, and so we'll put our seat locked in. Now, the only thing I want to say is you can't be on the kickstand side. You're going to want to do this and bring the bike towards you. That's what you're going to kind of want to do. You can't do that. Undo the kickstand, first of all. Okay? Come around to the other side of it. I'm telling you, it's so much easier if you do it that way. And then you're going to undo this bracket, right? This quick release. You just flip it, spin it out, and lift up. That's it. okay? That's super easy. But once you do that, now that you're on the other side, it's so much easier. You're gonna push it out away from your body. And before you do that, you wanna do the pedals. To do the pedals, all you have to do is push the, ooh, that actually happened pretty quick. Push the pedal in and they'll flip on there automatically. Just push it inwards and it'll flip. That was something I had to look around. I couldn't find it in the manual, couldn't find it online. You just kind of have to feel it out. Push the pedal inward towards the middle of the bike. It'll give you a little bit of resistance like it's on a spring. Just push the pedal in and it'll flip up and you'll see. So once you've unlocked the bike, all you have to do is a lifting motion. Lift the front of it. Okay, super easy. Just lift the front of it, the front nose, not the back, and then just push it outwards. Bang. Lean it down. And the problem that you'll see, hopefully, is that the pedal is hitting the ground. And that's what you don't want to do. So again, I'm going to bring this back, and I'm going to back the pedals up so now that they're horizontal and not vertical. Because if they're vertical, I've noticed, like this pedal is going to hit the ground when you rest it. Look, it's below the rest. Okay? So you want to make sure that your pedals are horizontal. And then do this maneuver where you push it outwards and set it down. I mean, how easy is that, right? But don't be on the kickstand side. Come over to the other side, and then you've got a red button to press right here, and you can unlift the latch and fold it right down. I mean, how easy is that, right? It's just a matter of doing it from the right angle and from the right side. Because if you do it from the other side, it's just like this cumbersome way of doing it. You'll see people trying to struggle with it. And it's like, geez, man, work smart, not hard. If you want to put it back, just going to lift these guys up. Your handlebars are up. It's just a latch. I'm pushing, bang. It's up. I'm over here. And we're going to lift up while I put it back. Let it down. Swing the bar around. And it is not easy to press this lever. And you can do it from any angle, so it makes me feel better that it's not easy to pull this. It's like, it really, you have to try and lock it. So that's a good thing because it's really locking it tight. You do not want this thing to open, but even if it were to open, there's another level of redundancy that wouldn't flip the bike over unless you were to pull upwards on it against gravity, which is not gonna happen typically if you're riding. So I feel really safe on this thing. Let's talk about overall impressions.
There you go. That's how you can fold the bike the easiest way and, of course, unfold it again. If you'd like to add to your speed, I'm going to put a link to a video down below so that you guys can see this. I'm going to let him explain it because it's a lot easier, but the bike comes basically at a stock speed that it limits you at. And according to the video that I will link in the comments, this guy shows you how you can literally go through like 2 steps that aren't found anywhere, but I've seen this guy's video and that's the only one. But he'll show you how to up the max speed of your bike about 5 miles an hour. So instead of 20, you can get to about 25. So that's cool. Check that out in the comments. So overall thoughts on this thing, it's a blast. You're going to love it. You're going to love every part of riding it. You're going to hate carrying it around. It's awesome that it folds. It's a really great part of the bike. And I like that because I'm in an apartment. And I mean, look at this. You can see that it fits right behind my couch. And that's awesome. That's great for storage. My roommates won't get mad at me, right? But you know, like the one thing about it is it's not light. So carrying this thing around is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Don't think that it's going to feel like a mountain bike. It's about 3 times as your mountain bike. Just going to be a little bit heavier, but that, in my opinion, that's a good thing because it feels like it's a lot sturdier. And I'm going to go on jumps. I'm going to try to jump it. I haven't jumped it yet. But if anybody out there has, I'd love to see videos. I haven't seen anybody jump one of these. If I got to be the first to do it, I'm going to do it. So that's the challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Just remember to get your fenders. But you're going to really love riding this thing. Everything about it. I've been very excited about getting it in the mail. I've ridden it for 20 miles. And I'm a huge fan. So I hope this helped. If it did, feel free to subscribe. Remember, we've got a morning show that we do here live every Wednesday and Friday called Luge Dog in the Morning. And of course, the Onewheel podcast that we do, the voice of Onewheel, every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. I'll see you guys soon. This is Luge Dog from TTR Studios. See you next time.